So, hi, Look Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
We're here with.
I'm John from the band Northbound.
There are some questions to say about their upcoming album, Juniper. So, congrats on that. By the way, how do you feel about the response to the album so far?
It's good. It's good. It's really exciting to put some stuff out. It's been a long time for me. So I've got 3 singles out right now, and it's very exciting.
Hell yeah, the album
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
rocks. It's so good. Of
It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
course.
Oh yeah. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Um, yeah, so the album title, I knew that I wanted it to be one word, and Juniper is, I guess, like the main botanical or ingredient in gin,
Hmm.
and was putting back some gin uh
Yeah,
during the making of the record, and I just think it's a cool name. I like that it starts with a J and my name's John, and it just felt right. The album artwork, we wanted to go for like greens and stuff like that because of Juniper,
Hmm.
like as a color and as a word. um but yeah, the artwork is just like this crazy photo of me where I look like I'm like underwater or something. And I've never done album art where it was actually like just a picture of me.
Hmm.
And the whole record is kind of like stepping into like being okay with myself and stuff like that. So we wanted it to just like kind of reflect that and just be like a very bold photo.
Yeah.
absolutely. Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I'd just like to say Juniper is a sick fucking word. Like, I've always thought that, and I
Right?
just think it makes for a great album title, and it's a sick word.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good word.
Yeah, hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Yeah, so I guess like whenever I finish an album, I just start writing again. So as soon as I finish my last record, Soul Kiss, there's actually a song on Juniper that I wrote like the day I got home from the studio on the last
Oh
record.
wow.
Um, but yeah, I like to sit on my floor with an acoustic guitar and just try to make the whole song there before I take it into like a session and demo it or record it at all. So it's all just starts on guitar really simply. Like, and I feel like if I can make a song that feels good like that, once I make it a full band thing, it'll hopefully only get better, you know.
Hmm.
So, you're just always writing all the time, it's always flowing?
It's not always flowing, but I'm trying to tap in to the
Yeah.
flow always. But sometimes, I mean, if it's not happening, I won't force it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm always trying to write. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hell yeah.
That's fair. All right. So what song off the album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
It's so hard to choose a favorite. Um, I think my favorite is probably right now at least is a song called Room for Love. Um, it's like it's like one of the softer moments on the album because another thing with this one is like I wanted the whole thing to just kind of be like loud and moving the whole time.
Mhm.
Um, which song took the longest? Probably that one, honestly though. I've had that song for a while, and we my producer Sam really liked the song but really didn't like the structure of it. Like he liked all the sum of the parts, but
Mhm.
so we reworked it quite a bit. It didn't That's like one of the ones that didn't come super naturally.
Mhm.
um yeah, I hope that answers
Yeah, it
the
does.
question.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the song originally just wasn't clicking?
I think it had it like I do this thing, well, because I write on acoustic, a lot of my songs just like start. Like
Mhm.
there's no like intro, like I just start singing like as soon as it starts.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And also like there are some like synthy parts and like some like drop choruses that um like we kind of just like didn't exactly know what to do with the production on it. Because I kind of wanted it to be a straightforward rock record, but we actually wound up keeping a lot of like the stems from the demo that I
Hmm.
just like did in my room. Um, like all the synth and production and all that stuff, it's all just stuff like from the demo.
That's
That's
fucking
so
sick.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd the track list for your album come about? Did you write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
I never know what the right order for things is. And I think like as the songwriter, I'm way too close to everything, like to have an objective opinion. So I asked my friends like what they think should go where. I knew that I wanted Big Tune, which was the first single I put out. I wanted that to be the opener just because it's like quite a statement piece.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And the last song I knew was going to be the last song because it was kind of a goodbye
Mhm.
kind of feeling song. And I was at a weird place and I didn't know if I was going to keep making music and this and
Sure.
that. And so I knew I knew the first and the last one, but the
Mhm.
rest I literally asked my friend Andy, who has been playing with me live for like a couple years at this point,
Mhm.
because he's like he was like a fan of the band before we became best friends and started playing together. So
Oh,
trust his opinion on things like that.
Mhm.
absolutely.
He has like objectivity as a
Mhm.
listener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about when you're going to pick the singles? Do you also lean on the people around you, or do you kind of know what songs are going to be the singles?
No, I absolutely have to lean on the people around me. I have to do that in general a lot. But yeah, singles, I never know what's gonna pop and what's gonna not, and what people are gonna like and what they're not going to. I mean, I think you can have like an idea of like, oh, this song is kind of more of a deeper cut or whatnot, or like I can know what kind of energy I want the singles to have, but I never know. Like the biggest song that my band has ever done is a song that almost didn't make the last record and was definitely not going to be a single. And like, so it's like I have no idea. I'm too close to it.
Yeah, and just
Fair. Yeah.
like it doesn't matter. Once the record's out there, it's whatever people gravitate towards. Whether you're telling them to listen to one song or not,
Mhm.
they're gonna gravitate towards what they want to gravitate towards. So it's an impossible science.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
It really
Mhm.
is.
yeah.
So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this album?
Simultaneously, the best it's ever been and pretty low at the same time. I went through like a lot of change when I was making the record, and it was kind of like right post COVID,
Mhm.
and um things were really confusing, but I had a really good time doing it, and I feel like I was on my I was on my shit with like therapy and like taking care of myself, and I was like losing weight and I was biking all the time, and like I was feeling really good. Um but I also was kind of feeling like, man, I this might be the last one, you
Mhm.
know. At the same time, just because I think like as so much of my life changed, like my goals also changed, and like the idea of becoming like some famous rock star like stops being the priority in my head, and I just kind of like want to be happy and stable as like a human being.
Yeah.
um and sometimes being a musician can get in the way of that kind of like stability and like just the lifestyle and all
Mhm.
that. But then as soon as I finished making the album, I literally packed up my car and moved to Los Angeles. So it's like, why would I do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just um it's just a time of a lot of change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So, oh,
go
so
ahead.
what reignited, I guess, that flame and that ambition of I want to be a fucking rock star?
I don't know. I think because I'm not good at anything else. And I think like it's just what I love to do. And I don't know, like the whole like I'm originally from Florida
Mhm.
and I was there for 29 years. And then I made this album, me and me and my like my guys who play with me and Sam, like we rented this house in Miami, made the album, and then Sam, our producer, was like in the process of moving to Los Angeles, and our birthdays are the same. Uh, they're one day apart. So he was like,
Oh.
he was like, "Oh, why don't you come to LA, like celebrate your birthday, celebrate my birthday?" And like, well, we finished the album and all that. And then I went out to LA and I just like kind of fell in love with it out here. And uh I think I was living here within like 60 days from that time. So
Shit.
I think it wasn't really like, oh, I moved to LA and now I can be like a rocker. It was more like I moved to LA and my life feels like it's continuing in a way that I didn't see fit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like now I have some like wind in my sails to like keep going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gotcha. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should I do it in the car with friends and talk with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
I think in the car with friends.
Yeah.
I that was like the energy. I wanted it to be like a summertime, play it loud, windows down kind of vibe.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
You nailed the release time frame.
Oh,
Yeah, I did something right.
yeah. So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Nostalgic,
Okay.
lighthearted,
Okay.
emotive.
Those are
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
And in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, I ideally it would be that it can like inspire some type of feeling. You know what I mean? Like all of my favorite bands like have like bands like Third Eye Blind or bands that I really love, like they make me feel nostalgic for the moment I'm in.
Mm.
Mhm.
And it's like I don't know how to like bottle that feeling, but if that kind of vibe could kind of translate where someone could listen to it and be like, all right, like things feel good right now, like
Yeah.
that's something I want. Like I want to make people feel good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of my other stuff was really like dark and like
Mm.
kind of brooding, and I don't really want to like affect people in that way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
You want it to kind of be like a soundtrack to like a moment where like if somebody hears that song again later down the road, they can think like back to that, like nostalgia in a way.
Yeah, like nostalgia for the present.
Hmm.
That's
I
sick.
fucking love that.
Yeah.
So, what was that kind of like shift in mindset like switching sounds?
I think it just like came naturally because of like I was changing and I was growing up, and like there's songs that I put out 12 years ago that like people stream
Mm.
still, and it's like I'm just not I changed, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's
You're
like
not there anymore.
naturally, yeah, like naturally like the music changed, and like I think like sonically it sounds similar. It's more just like the attitude and the lyrical content that is um a little more grown up, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's good. That's good. So, are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
I think just like choosing the track list was hard because I came into the studio with a lot of music and just like trying to whittle it down and make everybody happy.
Mm.
Like I have certain songs I want on, like Sam, who is like very invested in like the stuff that I do. Like he's got opinions, and my buddy Andy's got opinions, and I don't know. I'm a bit of like a people pleaser by nature, so like I always kind of struggle with that. But this album, honestly, a struggle for me was like going into this record being like I am gonna stick really hard to my guns on like what I want to be on the record
Yeah.
and what I don't want, because I think like with the last record, I love Sam to death, but there are things that we disagree on, and I think because it was my first time working with him as a producer, there was kind of like this this like idea that like if we had an argument, like I was just gonna let him win because
Mm.
I'm like I trust him, he knows what he's doing,
Mhm.
and I do, like I absolutely do, but like also like I don't want to sacrifice like my own like intentions for
Yeah.
anything, and like um it's not artist versus producer, you know what I mean? Like we're on the same team at the end
Mhm.
of the day, so like I don't know, but there were songs that like we just really didn't know what to do with, and I made some calls to people and sent some demos over, and I was like, is this song worth it? Should this song be on the record? And like one of them is my friend Ryan, who plays in that band State Champs, and like he he like really saved a song from not getting cut by like giving us an idea that we hadn't thought of, and so that's like a standout, like a positive moment.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Felt
that's so
I
cool.
felt supported, you know.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Hell
Yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Nacho cheese Doritos,
Ooh, damn
Coke
right.
Zero. Oh, I got a whole list. Coke Zero, nacho cheese Doritos.
Mhm.
I don't use the Juul anymore, but when I was juuling, when I was vaping, it would be a
Mhm.
pack of menthol Juul pods. That was like literally my go-to gas
Yeah.
station on tour. Like so dark. Like
I
Juul
mean, the
pods.
Doritos are fucking classic. I
Yeah.
can't be mad at that.
Yeah, they're the best.
Damn right.
Oh, yeah.
Damn right. And on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Why is that the hardest question I've ever been asked? I think it might be my first thing that comes to mind is fried rice. I don't know.
Ooh.
It's
Mhm.
classic. It's delicious. You got you got some different vegetables.
Mhm.
You maybe got some tofu in there,
Ooh.
maybe some chicken. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to make this make sense. Uh, yeah, let's go with fried rice
Okay.
because it's a crowd pleaser. It can
Mhm.
be done very well. It can be
Mhm.
done poorly. Hopefully we are a top tier fried rice though.
All right.
I'd like to think so.
Sounds good. And for the last couple questions, going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with drink?
I've thought about this.
Yeah.
I have. Okay, this is crazy, but it would be 2 boxes of Velveeta mac and cheese.
Okay.
Dude, I like grew up eating such trash like Doritos and Velveeta. 2 boxes of Velveeta mac and cheese, 6 Diet Cokes,
Okay.
and I'm
Okay.
satisfied. That's my
That's it.
last meal. Yep.
You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thought
And,
about this.
and if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I don't know, maybe in like the Game of Thrones
Ooh.
universe.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember what it was called or whatnot. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I'm trying to just remember the world as well. Everyone always just says Game of Thrones, but now it's gonna bother me a little bit.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, because like having a sword would be cool, you know?
Mhm. Exactly. Westeros.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I'd live
Yeah.
there.
Damn right. Good
I'd
pick.
live there and I'd be one of those people who lives along the wall
Hmm.
and like defends from the White Walkers. I think.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
And I've thought of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Green,
Specific shade of green?
juniper-ish green. Like everything I own is green. Like this cup is green.
Mhm.
My tote bag is green. Like I'm into green right now.
You got
Yeah.
some pops of green in the background with the plants.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
On
Hell yeah.
brand. Hmm.
Yeah.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Just Juniper, July 12th. Super excited to get it out there, and I'm gonna do a album release show in Los Angeles on July 19th. That's like not announced yet, but maybe by the time this comes out,
It
that'll
will
be
be.
a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, just Juniper. Listen to Northbound.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Sal. It's been John from Northbound, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.